We get ready to start the third quarter of play from Giant Stadium at the Meadowlands. Welcome back, Tom Hammond and Joe Namath. Joe, that half ended on a disastrous play for the New York Jets, who were in cinch field goal range with a chance to take the lead at halftime, and Ken O'Brien decided to throw this one into the end zone.
Well, I'll tell you, as a quarterback, this is like the worst thing you can do, take your team away from a scoring position. It's a fine play over there by James, but as a quarterback, you want to make sure not to turn the ball over here. O'Brien decided to go to Rob Moore, lay the ball up high, and he just didn't get it up high enough. James made a great play.
Was it ado for the confidence of O'Brien and for his entire offensive team that it played so well in that first half?
Oh, they played well. And an interception like that Williams made, you see what it does is it takes that momentum away from the Jets that they would have had going in at halftime. They'd have spent that last 20 minutes being up and excited about either another Leahy field goal or touchdown, but instead it's the Bills that are in the locker room at halftime saying, all right, we're fired up now. It's 10-10 and we played our worst. The second half, we're going to go out and get them.
Well, the New York Jets have dominated the statistics in the first half, even though the score is tied at 10-10. And as you see our Coors Light halftime stats, look at the time of possession, nearly 21 minutes for the New York Jets to just over 9 for the Buffalo Bills. And total yards, 241 for New York, 130 for Buffalo. And the game plan for the Jets was to play a little ball control and to keep that no-huddle offense of Jim Kelly and company off the field. And for the most part, they've done that. In fact, the Buffalo Bills touchdown was largely a result of an interference call that was a very close call.
Oh, Stargell played the ball nicely, and an official called interference on Stargell from the other side of the field. And hey, it's a good break for the Bills, a bad break for the Jets. The bottom line is the Bills and Jets are tied, folks, and that's all that matters. Forget about time of possession, penalties, and all that stuff. The first half was even. This will decide the game, the second half.
Daloiso with a kick right to the goal line. Kick coverage has been a problem the last few games for the Bills. This time it's pretty good as Odegaard returns the kick to about the 20-yard line, where he's stopped by Steve Tasker, the special teams par excellence performer for the Buffalo Bills, who has been to the Pro Bowl as a special teams performer. And Joe, in that phase of the game, nobody does it better.
Nobody does it better. That's right. Tasker not only hustles downfield hard, but he has a knack of playing off blockers, throwing his body recklessly to the ball carrier. In fact, it was Tasker that caused the problem on that blundered punt that the Jets had earlier. Tasker was right down there in excellent position on Mathis, and Mathis had to worry about Tasker being there, and I think that's why he dropped that one punt.
Tasker has his own TV show back in Buffalo. You see the numbers on Ken O'Brien in the first half. The interception, though, very costly. It cost the Jets at least 3 points in the lead. Blair Thomas with the first carry of the second half and gets only a yard or so as Cornelius Bennett homes in on the football and makes the tackle.
Well, Cornelius Bennett at 97, nobody touches him. Chris Dressel, 84, cannot make the cutoff block on their quick, speedy Bennett. Bennett just hustles right across there and runs down the ball carrier from behind. Not many linebackers come in this kind of a package. The enthusiasm and the physical ability to go along with it.
Calling biscuit, Cornelius Bennett, now in his 5th year out of Alabama. One of the top players in the game. Draw play, nothing for Blair Thomas. Once again, Cornelius Bennett is all over the ball carrier.
Well, he got there faster than Dave Cadigan, for example, expected. What, you'll see Cadigan 66 taking an angle to block Bennett, but Bennett's already 3 yards across the line of scrimmage. Most defensive players are still in the area shallower than that, where Cadigan normally could block, but not Bennett. He's too quick, he's fast, he's aggressive.
Somebody's going to have to block Cornelius Bennett. It's 3rd down and 10 for the Jets. They have wide receivers, 3 of them to the right. O'Brien in trouble, hit from behind. The ball is loose, and the Bills have it. It's ruled Buffalo's football, a fumble. O'Brien says his arm was going forward. Bob McElwee says Buffalo's football. Cornelius Bennett all over the field on the first 3 plays of the second half. Mike Lodish was the man that knocked it free, and Bennett came up with it. Second sack of O'Brien, and the football to Buffalo.
And good coverage downfield for the Bills. You folks at home decide, was this ball going forward? Is it an incomplete pass or a fumble? Here he can't find anyone, and now Lodish is coming around in the back door. Watch Lodish. He hits that ball. That looks like fumble to me. It looks like Lodish knocked that ball loose before O'Brien's arm was going forward.
The play will be reviewed.
And the play is being reviewed, as we were sure it would be. Norm Kragseth is the replay official.
Mike Lodish, number 73, who says his biggest asset is keeping that motor going, man. He has a great opportunity playing out there now because of the injuries to Wright and Smith, and he said he's going to make the best of it. Take another look at it. I don't think the ball ever gets going forward here. That ball's tipped out of his hands while it's back. I don't think we're going to see this overruled. I think we'll see the Bills have the ball.
Well, we had a play like this, similar to this, reviewed earlier. Was it a forward pass or was it a fumble? Fumble was ruled in that case. The field officials ruled it a fumble in this case.
After further review, the play stands. First down.
And as you said, Joe, it is ruled a fumble, and it will be Buffalo's ball. First down at the 16-yard line of the Jets. Now, is this where the Jets, after playing a great game to this point, start to come apart?
We will find out. The defense has their back to the goal line. The Bills only 16 yards away.
Kelly across the middle, incomplete off the hands of Andre Reed, who took a tough hit from Mo Lewis. Mo Lewis, number 57, the rookie linebacker from Georgia, who earned a starting spot in the preseason for the Jets. Former All-SEC player, led Georgia in tackles as a senior. And Bruce Coslett said of Mo Lewis, he'll turn some heads in his rookie year before it's over. 2nd and 10. Again, Kelly across the middle, and again, broken up. Kyle Clifton made a pass at it and might have just tipped it away from the intended receiver, Thurman Thomas.
That reminded me of an old linebacker we had named Al Atkinson, who tipped a pass in the Super Bowl that went awry, way intercepted. Let's see if you can see Clifton get a hand on that ball. Nope. I think Clifton may have gotten a hand on the ball and knocked the flight off just a little bit, and Thomas couldn't make the adjustment.
3rd and 10 from the 16. Again, Kelly this time has his man, and it is Andre Reed that is spun out of bounds close to the first down marker by Hasty in Washington. I don't think he got enough. And so Carroll's defense holds Buffalo out of the end zone. They'll settle for a Scott Norwood field goal attempt. Earlier in the game, Norwood had his career high of 52-yard field goal. This one will be about 26 yards. Norwood, in the first game of the season against Miami, missed a 25-yarder. This one officially is 25 yards. And Scott Norwood, for the first time today, gives Buffalo the lead. The Bills take advantage of a New York fumble to go up by 3.
By Domino's Pizza. Nobody knows like Domino's how you like pizza at home. By Right Guard Sports Sticks. Anything less would be uncivilized. And by Hertz. We never forget who made us #1. We're Hertz. We're America's wheels.
From Giant Stadium, Tom Hammond and Joe Namath as Brad Daloiso kicks off for the Bills, taken by Terrence Mathis about 2 yards deep. Mathis upended, falls to the 20-yard line, and there is Tasker once again to make the tackle for the Buffalo Bills. Well, tonight is premiere night for our NBC entertainment, and it begins at 7 o'clock Eastern Time with the adventures of Mark and Brian. 23 guys taking on the adventures of a lifetime in that show. Then the show the critics call the best new program of the season, Erie, Indiana. And 2 great comedies with 2 great stars. James Garner, a con man politician you'll love to hate, man of the people. And Robert Guillaume stars in Pacific Station, capped off by John Ritter in the box office hit Problem Child, a network premiere movie. A night of premieres tonight on NBC.
I tell you, I'm looking forward to seeing James Garner. Heck, I remember watching him in that old Maverick series when I was just a boy, and I just like watching Big Jim.
He's a golfing partner of yours, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
First down for the Jets. For the first time today, they are behind Buffalo. Play action pass, and the pass is dropped by Ken Wisenhunt, who was wide open. Perhaps just a little out of his grasp, but that's a catch that Wisenhunt has to make.
Oh, you're right, Tom. O'Brien did a good job of getting the ball around Cornelius Bennett, who distracted O'Brien a bit. You'll see O'Brien just get that ball around Bennett, and Wisenhunt should make this catch. Yeah, we don't see the end of it, but that ball should have been caught.
Ken O'Brien's last 6 passes going back to the first half have fallen incomplete or intercepted. Play action. O'Brien's pass is complete this time to Al Toon. First down at the 40-yard line. Nate Odom's tackling Toon after a gain of 20.
Now, just a little play-action fake here. It's going to slow down the Bills a little bit. They honor that fake, and O'Brien has a beautiful pocket to throw from, and Al Toon the whole middle of the field. Nate Odoms makes the play, but you can see how much room Nate Odoms is giving Al Toon. He really respects the speed that Al Toon's have.
Almost a late hit there by Leonard Smith. Toon's 5th reception of the day for 64 yards. Off to Johnny Hector, makes a couple of nice moves and takes it to midfield. A gain of nearly 10 yards before he's tackled by Leonard Smith and Darryl Talley. Here's our Hertz 10-minute ticker. The late game's in progress. Raiders continue to shut out the Colts. Same score, Denver over Seattle. Broncos have been playing well in the early season. San Diego now within 3, playing at home against the Falcons. And here at the Meadowlands, Buffalo leading New York 13-10. You see the time remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Jets will be without Freeman McNeil for the remainder of the game. He carried 8 times for 42 yards, including a touchdown. He has a bruised right eye and will not return. 2nd and a yard for O'Brien. Hands it to Blair Thomas. Thomas picking his way forward and is thrown back by Carlton Bailey. Nice tackle by Bailey, the 4-year veteran out of North Carolina, who started 6 games a year ago and now has moved into a regular starting spot for the Bills.
Let's take a look at Cornelius Bennett here. He's going to be blocked by Chris Dressel, number 84, who's staying right in front with Bennett. Now Bennett gets a little upset with Dressel cutting his legs a little bit. I tell you, Dressel just looked like he gave it good effort, and Bennett didn't like any part of it.
5 tackles and 2 assists for Cornelius Bennett, who personally disrupted that last New York Jet drive and recovered a fumble. Play-action pass on first down. And it is Chris Dressel that makes it a 4-yard gain to the 45 of the Bills. Shane Conlon wraps him up there.
Well, Bruce Coslet's team seems to have their composure. You know, when you have that turnover at the end of the first half and then another turnover where the Bills went ahead 13-10, it can rattle a team. But the offensive unit of the Jets right now seem to be putting together another fine drive.
They're at the 45, just inside it of the Buffalo Bills. Walt Corey's been trying to rally his defense all day against the ball control play of the New York Jets. Points are what count, of course, and right now the Jets trail by 3. Hand off to Baxter. Brad Baxter tugs ahead, close to a first down inside the 40 of the Bills. Leon Seals and Mike Lodish combining on the hit for Buffalo.
Well, I'll tell you, this Jets offensive line's doing some job up front. Dave Cadigan and Jim Sweeney, White. I tell you, look at the hole. I mean, there's a stand-up. Cadigan's pushing his man downfield. They're 5 yards downfield. 69 Criswell is 5-6 yards downfield. A great surge by the offensive line of the Jets, and they're going against the Bills' defensive front that shows 3 down linemen right now. Lodish, Hansen, and Seals.
The Bills opened up with that sickened defense. 2 down linemen and 5 linebackers. They've gone to 3 down since the Jets have been moving the ball on the ground. O'Brien to the airways. Complete to Toon. Now Toon spun down after he makes another first down catch. J.D. Williams been victimized a couple of times by O'Brien and Toon today.
Well, the play-action fake holds the defense. O'Brien's a little late getting the ball out there. Toon was open for a while, and James Williams does recover to keep it to about an 8 or 9 yard gain, but this offense of the Jets is looking sharp.
Toon, 6 catches for 77 yards. James Williams, the man that had the interception, killing the Jet drive just before halftime, but Toon's made some catches on him today as well. All at the 26. Baxter, not much there. Cornelius Bennett in there to get a piece of it, and Leon Seals also there to wrap it up.
Big Leon Seals that time. Sure, he was the first guy there, number 96. No one had a good block on him. He just played off whomever tried to get him. 96, right in the middle of your screen, right there. White tried to get him, the old road grader, number 67, and then he left him, and Seals played off the block and was the first one there.
Dwayne White, the offensive right guard of the Jets, number 67. In his second year out of Alcorn State, they call him the road grader. He weighs about 320 pounds. Ken O'Brien said the coaches want him on Slim Fast and said, but when you weigh 320, Slim Fast is not the answer. You see that he's opened up some holes for that rushing game, the New York attack today. Blair Thomas lowers his head and pounds to the Bill 9-yard line. 14-yard gain.
These linemen, there's already a big hole in here, but they wall this thing off, and there's no one out there. There's a huge natural hole on the left side. Thomas breezes through it quickly. No doubt the Bills were expecting a pass that time, and the Jets crossed them up by throwing Thomas through the hole quickly.
Walt Corey, his defense ranked last in the league against the rush. And on the 10th play of the drive, first and goal just inside the 10. Did he fumble the ball? Still no signal. It'll be the Jets' ball. New York retains possession after the Baxter fumble. They'll spot it at the 5-yard line. Jeff Criswell recovered the fumble for the Jets.
Good effort by Baxter making what he did out of that play, because Leon Seals once again did a good job of playing off the blocker and getting good penetration, but Baxter was able to shake him and fight forward for extra yards.
Baxter playing with a quad muscle injury. And now the official signal a timeout.
Look at Chris Dressel. He likes that signal. You see, he's giving it that pump. He's telling the referee, hey, fix the clock. That's
reset the play clock signal.
Yeah, there's Dressel. He wants to help out.
Fumble was ruled on the field. Recovered at the 5-yard line. Play is being reviewed.
Can't really see when the ball comes out. So the spot of the football, the only thing in question here, and being ruled a fumble in this case would be in favor of the Jets. They'll get another couple yards out of it.
And the thing is, from the angle we just saw, you can't conclusively tell me whether Baxter's knee was down or not. And that's the key here. Did Baxter's knee hit before he fumbled the ball, or was he in fact still in the air causing the fumble or having a legitimate fumble? I'd like to get another look at that from a different angle, but I don't know whether we can tell. You tell me now, is Baxter going to be down before he fumbles the ball? This is what they have to try to figure out.
Review, the play stands.
And on that view given us by Larry Cirillo and Peter Bleckner, our producer and director, it looked like the ball did come out before Baxter was down. So it'll be second and goal. Marv Levy trying to hold off the Jets. The ball on the 5-yard line. 8 possessions, 2 touchdowns, 4 field goals. Today, 1 each, and then that costly interception just before halftime. Second and goal from the 5. Hector in motion. O'Brien pass quickly to Thomas. Touchdown. O'Brien's first touchdown pass of the season. And the Jets recapture the lead. A 110 touchdown passes now for Ken O'Brien, tying him with Richard Todd for second on the list. As the Leahy point after is good. The leader in touchdown passes, Joe Namath with the New York Jets. Shades of Joe Willie today as the Jets playing up to some of their great teams of old. There's the all-time leader, and O'Brien looks like Namath on this one as the Jets bounce scene at the stadium while we were away. The fans going absolutely bonkers as the Jets have taken a 4-point lead on the Buffalo Bills. O'Brien's first touchdown pass of the season. Aguiar with a kickoff. Touchback, and the Bills will take over at the 20. Ken O'Brien to Blair Thomas has given the Jets the lead. Thomas takes it across the goal line, and once more the Jets in front.
We'll show you why this play works. He'll stay right here. Kelso will take this motion man. Now Carlton Bailey's going to be asked to cover this pass. He can't get over there fast enough to do it. Watch how this thing develops. Bailey's in a foot race with Thomas, and there's no way he can get over there to stop that play.
And it capped an 80-yard Jet drive. O'Brien with a touchdown pass. Now the Bills take over. They've been held to 136 yards so far in this game after over 1,100 in their first two outings of the season. And New York has run 52 plays to 29 on this one. Thurman Thomas for 11 yards and a Bill first down. Bumped out of bounds by Mo Lewis. And just when you count the Bills out, of course, they get that runaway train that is the no-huddle offense chugging again.
I don't know that we're going to count these Bills out, Tom, anytime. Check this time of possession. It's rather one-sided, but the score is only 4-point difference, folks.
Kelly, screen pass to Thomas. Thomas with a nice run, and that'll get him 9 yards. And so the Bills biting off huge chunks of yardage here as they take over after the kickoff. Bert's 10-minute ticker. Raiders on their way to victory. Denver in front, and Atlanta still leading at San Diego. Lonnie Young shaken up on the play. Young, who came over from the Phoenix Cardinals in a trade in the offseason, and told us yesterday he was very happy to be with this New York Jet club. There he is, number 31. He did a great job in the preseason. He beat out Eric McMillan, the two-time Pro Bowl performer.
Some job by Young. Of course, this is his 7th season in the NFL. Young is no rookie, folks. He's been playing football and playing well for Phoenix, and the Jets were able to get him. And in training camp, hey, that's what happened. They just decided that Young beat McMillan out.
There it is, 159 yards today after they had averaged 559 in their first two games. Thurman Thomas, third straight time he touches the ball. He only needed a yard, and that's about all he gets, but it will be enough for a first down. Kyle Clifton at the bottom of the stack for the Jets.
Well, you know what, though, Tom? Clifton and the Jets are playing well, no doubt about it. The Bills have to feel, though, they're playing their worst offensive football to this stage. Granted, Pete Carroll's defense is causing a lot of that, but I know that Jim Kelly and this Buffalo Bill offense, they're really not shaking right now. They feel like that they have things under control.
James Lofton, I think that's his first reception of the day. Second catch by Lofton. Elliot Kalb, our statistician, with the call there as he broke in front of Tony Stargell.
Watch how Lofton keeps his feet inbounds, folks. I mean, he's an acrobat. Look at this. That's just beautiful.
35-year-old, 14-year veteran from Stanford. Here's Thurman Thomas, almost broke it. Tripped up at the 30-yard line. After a 12-yard gain, Tony Stargell got a hand in there to make the saving tackle. And Thomas, who is a series of nagging injuries, looks a little shaken up as he leaves the field, replaced by Kenneth Davis. Davis in his 6th year out of TCU, second leading rusher for the Bills. Kelly wide open. Beebe out of bounds with a first down. Don Beebe's first catch of the day after he had 4 touchdown receptions a week ago. He suddenly became a media darling. He answered more questions than Clarence Thomas last week. He was suddenly thrust into the spotlight.
Looks like Lageman may be down on the field with an injury. He's holding his right knee. See if you can see number 56 injure that right knee. Let's see what happens here. Does he twist it, get it bumped, or what? Right here, he gets a little kick in the ankle and then goes down. Doesn't appear to be serious. Let's hope it's not. One thing the Jets have done during this drive, Tom, it's been a very efficient drive for the Bills as Lagerman gets up and seems to be moving around okay. The Bills have been patient in taking the short stuff. They've had some good runs by Thomas in there. Then Kelly's been hitting the short receivers, Thomas, Beebe, Lofton on the outs. The Jets are sticking with their plan and trying to stop Marv Levy's team from getting the long, quick scores. They're making the Bills run a lot of plays, use the clock, and see just how patient Mr. Kelly can be.
Darryl Davis replaces Jeff Lagerman in the Jets defensive line in his second year out of TCU. 12th round draft choice. First down for Kelly. Chase got away from one man and tosses it out of the end zone. Mark Gunn nearly sacked Kelly, but he was able to elude the rookie from Pitt and threw it away.
Let's tell you, Kelly wanted to get that ball to Andre Reed over the middle, but Mo Lewis, the linebacker from the Jets, was right in there along with Clifton, and they had that middle covered well, and Kelly did a good job buying a lot of time. He just couldn't find an open receiver because of the good covering.
Thurman Thomas back in, gets the handoff, tries to bounce it outside, being chased by Hasty and forced out of bounds. No gain on the play. Thurman Thomas couldn't turn the corner.
Well, Hasty made a good move out there with his speed. Hasty never let him have the corner.
In fact, a loss of a yard. Good play by Hasty against the run. He's one of the best one-on-one pass defenders in the league. Kelly, plenty of time, then gets away from the sack, finally wrapped up. Darryl Davis, who came in to replace Lagerman, will get Kelly to the turf.
I tell you how loose Jim Kelly is. He wanted to throw that one left-handed. He changed hands when they grabbed his right hand. He went to his left and wanted to get it. You watch Jim Kelly. Is he a gambler? Is he trying to do anything he can to get this job done? He doesn't quit. Doesn't ever show any quit. Watch him. He'll go to his left hand. Yeah, I'm going to throw it somehow and get it completed. But the Jets' defense is in there.
And another Jet is down at the moment. And it might be Darryl Davis who got credit for that sack, and he had replaced the injured Jeff Lagerman. 98 is Darryl Davis. So the defensive ends for the Jets now down to 2, Washington and Gunn, if Lagerman and Davis are out.
I tell you, the Jets secondary took the receivers away from Kelly. He says, "Boo, you got to go this way, Andre," or whatever. Kelly's not happy with the situation. It appears maybe there was some communication problems. It looked like it was excellent coverage back there in the Jets secondary.
Kelly has a reward going for his receivers, $100 when they catch a touchdown pass. Last night he took all his offensive linemen out to dinner, had the limos pull up to the hotel and load them in, but this third game of the season has not been as impressive a performance for Kelly in that high-powered Buffalo offense as they had in the first 2 games. There's Davis leading the field and apparently only temporarily shaken up. Kelly has hit 16 of 23, 151 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Scott Norwood will attempt a 43-yard field goal. He's made 2 today from 25 and 52 yards. Frank likes the holding. Norwood's kick is good. Scott Norwood from 43 yards draws the Buffalo Bills within 1. 17-16, Jets leading 2:24 in the third. Scott Norwood began the season in a slump, but has kicked 3 field goals today, and he's happy to be back.
He's happy. I tell you, he was going from taking a whipping to being a, I don't know, pretty demonstrative kind of guy with these fans here in New York. You think he's thinking of the New York Giant fans, or he has them mixed up with the Jet fans, huh?
Here's the return by Mathis. And it's across the 30-yard line. Good return by Mathis. Bruce Coslett with some final words for Ken O'Brien. This is the bench watching that Norwood field goal attempt.
25 yards on the return.
How much did he make it by, though, huh? Let's see. Nice kick. Yeah, sure. Nice kick. He said, you made it by that much. That's all it takes, though, huh? It's on the scoreboard, 17-16.
Last time the Jets had the ball, they drove 80 yards for the go-ahead touchdown. Blair Thomas trying to get a block on the corner. Nowhere to go. He'll be stopped for a loss all the way back to the 27-yard line. Ray Bentley wasn't going for the blockers, wasn't going for the fakes. He made the tackle. Bentley, the author, he writes Darby the Dinosaur children's books. And he did look kind of like a brontosaurus there. He likes to paint his face. Do you see that black under his eyes? That's all part of the image, isn't it?
Well, I think that helps keep the glare from the lights out of his eyes. But that time, he did a wonderful job of playing off Baxter, who was out there trying to block Bentley. Bentley wouldn't have any of it. He just played him to the ground and made the play.
Awesome three by Blair Thomas. Running in a hole now. Let's see if they go to the air. Maybe checking off. Just got it away. Bennett closing in on O'Brien, and he unloads it. Bills want an intentional grounding. Did he let it go to avoid the sack? Probably, but it looked good enough that it'll pass. Here's the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Still the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Falcons in command. Fourth quarter games. Here we're still in the third, 1:16 left, and the Jets clinging to a 1-point edge on the Buffalo Bills.
Well, I look for them to try to hit Toon down there in the middle of the field. They've done it before. They stretch the defense out and then try to get Toon in the middle. It's going to take that much yardage for a first down.
Moore, Mathis, and Toon set to the right. 6 defensive backs for the Bills. O'Brien throws it short to Toon, and he is to the 35 and well short of first down yardage. Jackson and Smith made sure that pass didn't click for the first.
Oh, a nice team defense by the Bills that time. O'Brien didn't have as much time as he wanted. The Bills put pressure on, and then their coverage downfield was very good. Good defense by Cornelius Bennett and his men.
So Aguiar is on to kick on fourth down for the New York Jets. That's Al Edwards deep for the Bills. Kick by Aguiar. Edwards retreats to the 19. Can't get outside. The green shirts pounce all over him. There's a penalty marker on the play. Chris Burkett made the tackle. The kick covered 44 yards with a 5-yard return.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 87 on the kicking team. 15 yards from the end of the play, first down.
Burkett twice in the kicking game has had costly penalties.
Well, unnecessary roughness, let's see what it is. That's the face mask. Look at that hand right there. Let it go. Oh, see, again, when these players get called for that face mask penalty, Tom, they're not trying to grab the face mask. It's just your hand gets caught up. You're not supposed to put your hands up around the player's head. Whether you're blocking, tackling, you're going to call a penalty anytime that hand gets around the face head area.
Jeff Lageman twisted his knee, but is back in the lineup on the defensive line for the Jets. Great field position for the Bills. First down at their own 40. They trail by 1. Thurman Thomas. Fumble. Jets have it. Hasty recovers for New York.
These Jets are playing like they're a contender instead of Buffalo. Thomas has a handle on the ball, but when he gets up there in traffic, one of the Jets jarred it loose, and then Hasty smartly dives on it. Excellent field position for Ken O'Brien and his offense to begin.
There's James Hasty with that fumble recovery for the Jets. And Marv Levy now sees his defense, his beleaguered defense, back on the field. First down New York from the Bill 41. Brad Baxter, 2 yards at most. Phil Hansen, the rookie defensive end. Marv Levy told us Hansen has the tools, just needs some experience. Chris Dressel, the tight end of the Jets, shaken up on the play, stopping the clock with just 5 seconds left in the third. Already Mark Boyer, the #1 tight end of the Jets, unable to play today because of an injury. Now the #2 man, Chris Dressel, down. Hope you'll join us next week. All the NFL action begins at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. And next week, the NFL Live will feature the Bill Parcells intra-squad game. O.J. Simpson will have some interviews with Bill Belichick and Ray Handley. And that's the lineup of games coming your way here on NBC. All starts at 12:30 Eastern Time next Sunday.
Well, you mentioned Mark Boyer, the tight end of the Jets, is already injured. Now here's Chris Dressel, a backup tight end, often starts and plays a lot for the Jets. He's going off, but he's trotting, so he may be able to come back on the field. If he can't, it will hurt the Jets' offense severely because they do utilize a 2 tight end offense from time to time, even 3 tight ends.
And the third quarter will come to an end. That's the end of the third quarter at Giants Stadium. 17-16. We'll be back after a word from your local station. From Giants Stadium, ready to start the fourth quarter with the Jets leading the Buffalo Bills 17-16. And it's been a festive day as the cheers have rained out throughout the game. Remember, though, the Jets in recent years have had trouble holding on to a lead. Through 3 quarters, though, they've been the dominant team in this one, holding the Bills to 191 yards total offense. Blair Thomas. No, Johnny Hector it was. Hector takes it for a first down. Tripped up by Leonard Smith, but a 16-yard gain as the running game continues to click.
Well, the Bills are playing an overshift defense with 3 down line, but you see Lodish and Sills, neither one of them were able to get off their blocks before Johnny Hector was through that hole into the secondary. Good quickness by Hector.
And Hector and McNeil, before he was injured, despite their advanced years, gave the Jets a good running attack today. And Baxter and Thomas, though banged up, have played well also. Bob Moore goes in motion. And O'Brien hands to Johnny Hector. Hector garners about 3 yards on that carry before he's tackled by Leon Seals with help from Phil Hansen. Coslett talking to Browning Nagel, the rookie quarterback, with a little, what word of wisdom, Joe? A part of the learning process, is that it?
Oh, sure. Nagel's over there trying to pick up as much info as he can, and Coslett seems to be in a good mood because of field position and his score the way it is.
Well, he was right about one thing. Whether he wins or not, his team was not intimidated by the Buffalo Bills. O'Brien rolls, tosses complete to Blair Thomas. Short gain, only 2 or 3 yards. Shane Conlon wraps up Thomas. The 2 former Penn State stars colliding.
Shane Conlon showing some good lateral movement and speed. Boy, he was ready to lay a lick down that time, and he did get a pretty lick on the receiver. He's coming off the field now as the Bills are going into their prevent defense. Tom, what do they call this thing when they put all these other DB backs out there?
Well, they call the special 5 linebacker defense the sick'em, but for this, they just call it the dime, like most every other team in the NFL. And they do come with 6 defensive backs. It's 3rd and 8. Is Johnny Hector. I said 3rd and 8. It was 3rd and 6. But even so, it will be a little short of the down marker. Now Coslett with a decision to make on 4th down. Kick the field goal. Go for the first down. He leads by 1.
Well, they're going to measure this. You know, Hector wasn't touched down. He fought his way forward along the ground, and they need to give him every bit of yardage that he got before he was touched down. Now watch this. You're going to see Hector trip up on the AstroTurf, or whatever you want to call this thing. Now he can keep fighting forward until that point right there. So this is going to be close.
And you can see just how close it is. Inches short. What do you do?
Well, they're going to go for the first down here. Costa wants to take it in. He wants to keep the ball and hopefully get a touchdown up there. The way his offensive line has been blocking, I don't blame him.
A sure field goal here would give you a 4-point lead, protect you from the Bills kicking one to win. So the Bills get all their beef up front in an attempt to stop this play, 4th and inches.
You could try to draw the Bills offside. That's one alternative. Never snap the ball because a 5-yard penalty wouldn't hurt.
Is that what happened? Phil Hansen came charging across. Was he drawn?
False start. 69.
Yes.
Offense.
Criswell called for the false start. That'll set him back 5 yards. Now you got to kick it.
Mental errors. They're anxious. 69 on the right here. You see him just leaning a little bit. You cannot simulate the start of a play. Twice last week it happened to Criswell. Come on, Jeff, you got to think about things, buddy. You can't make those mental errors, and the Bills are happy to be able to get out of that situation. Now it's on Leahy's shoulder to get 3 points.
And Pat Leahy will try a 39-yard field goal, which would give the Jets a 4-point lead. 12:01 remaining in the game. His only attempt from 32. And it's good. Pat Leahy kicks it through the uprights from 39 yards out to extend the Jets' lead to 4.
Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by the new Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this. By Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars. And by Head & Shoulders, because you never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Could be the upset of the week. The New York Jets, more than a touchdown underdogs at home against the Buffalo Bills, leading 20-16. Aguiar to kick it off. Edwards is tripped up at the 29-yard line by Tony Stargell. And while we wait for the penalty to be sorted out, we'll remind you that this is Premier Week on NBC. Starting at 7 Eastern Time, the adventures of Mark and Brian. Followed by Erie, Indiana, 7:30 p.m. Sort of a supernatural
Blocking
twist.
below the waist, number 99 on the return team.
You hear the
15
penalty.
yards, half the distance.
And tonight's NBC Premier Week, wrapping up with Sunday Night at the Movies and Problem Child, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Great night of entertainment coming your way on NBC. Jim Diopoulos, the official there, talking to Marv Levy, the head coach of the Bills, who is agitated to say the least. So this drive for the Buffalo Bills will begin from their own 15-yard line. 11:40 left in the game. New York Jets leading by 4. Kelly in trouble. Sacked. Scott with the sack of Jim Kelly, the 3rd sack by the Jets today.
Mercero all over Kelly after Kelly couldn't get to a receiver over the middle of the field. The Jet linebackers took away Andre Reed. Once again, you see Kelly can't find the receiver. From the 8 now. Kelly's pass, wide open, Lofton. And Lofton has a Bill first down at the 28-yard line. The veteran James Lofton beat James Hasty, a man that he had praised yesterday when we talked to him. And that time, he takes it for 20 yards to get the Bills out of the hole. Kelly's pass falls incomplete, intended for Keith McKellar.
Broken up by Mo Lewis.
Mo Lewis, the man that got a hand on that Kelly pass. As Jim calls his play again, he has a list of plays to choose from, and Marv Levy says Kelly's even more focused now that he calls his own plays when he's getting ready for each game, studying those tapes. Plenty of time, nobody open. Threw it away.
downfield. Jim Kelly just can't find the open receiver because there aren't any. His offensive line is giving him time, and Kelly still can't get downfield because of the coverage.
3rd and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Pete Carroll trying to rally that defense. Thurman Thomas on a screen. Driven back after taking it close to the first down marker. It'll depend on the spot of the football here. Stopped at about the 39-yard line. And it may be close enough they'll have to measure. Harv Levy has still been raging all this series on the sideline. He's had mastery of the Jets, hasn't he? Calm and cool. Bruce Coslett with nothing to lose, we might point out. Big underdogs in this game. They've played well.
Well, they've already proven that they can compete out there. This has been a big lift for the Jets defense.
Just barely a first down on the effort by Thurman Thomas. So the Bills drive remains alive. Clock shows 10:29. And New York leading Buffalo 20-16.
And the Jets want to do more than just compete. They want to win. They feel like they can win, and they're ready.
Thurman Thomas has 9 catches for 80 yards. Kelly wide open to McKellar. The defender fell down, and McKellar takes it all the way to the Jet 34-yard line. Mo Lewis fell down. It goes for 27 yards.
McKellar lost Lewis downfield because Lewis had fallen down in coverage. Good pass protection by that Bill offensive front once again.
Spotted at the 35 of the Jets. Thurman Thomas, good blocking, cuts up, and falls inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. Bill Pickell and James Hasty tripping up Thurman Thomas.
Once again, we'll look at that last play. McKellar comes off the line right here, and the linebacker's going to stay with him and fall down, and McKellar will break out wide open into the flat. There he is. The linebacker goes down.
We have to be quick on that illustrator. Here's a blitz and a sack. It's Lageman. Lageman, who was shaken up earlier, gets a bump from his teammate Darryl Davis, but he was all over Jim Kelly. Big defensive play by Jet Lageman.
Another factor working in the Jets' defense, or in their favor, actually, for the defense, are these weather conditions. It's a cool day out there. This no-huddle offense isn't wearing down the Jets as much as it normally does.
3rd and 14. Kelly setting up a screen. Thurman Thomas with blockers. Stopped at the 30-yard line. He'll be 5 yards shy of first down territory. Hasty and Washington penetrating the blockers on the screen to make the first down saving tackle.
Once again, the Jet defense has held Marv Levy's team. Pete Carroll says, we're not going to give up the long gainer. We won't allow Kelly to throw deep. By keeping the receivers underneath us, we can hit them, maybe jar the ball loose. But let's make the Bills work for their yardage. Give them no huge gainers, and so far, it's worked.
Scott Norwood perfect today. This one 46 yards. Frank Reich, the holder. No good. Jets still lead by 4. Coslett and the Jets 20. Levy and the Bills 16. The Jets have rushed for 146 yards against the Bills, who now have allowed 444 yards rushing in 3 games. Time of possession heavily in favor of the Jets. 8.5 minutes left. They've killed that much on a couple of drives today. O'Brien, when the receiver fell down, he tried to find somebody downfield. No one was there, and then was going to lead Blair Thomas in the flats, and Thomas was tripped up. It'll go incomplete. As we check all of the scores now on our ITT 10-minute ticker.
Got to say that Miami-Detroit game's a surprise, huh?
Denying Don Shula his 300th career win. Cleveland continues to be a surprise, and negatively, Cincinnati as well, a surprise. 0-3, the Bengals. Atlanta's lead down to 3 at San Diego. Blair Thomas bounces to the outside, then tries to cut it back and nets him only 2 or 3 yards. Seals and Hansen on the stop for the Buffalo Bills as the Jets try desperately to hang on to this 4-point lead, and they don't want to see Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills back out on the field if they can help it. Clock still shows 8:05 and counting. Third and 7 inside 8 minutes. Time of possession heavily in favor of the Jets. The prevailing wisdom on how to beat the Bills in that high-powered offense is to control the ball. The Jets have done it, and they put the clinch on it and win. Here's a sack. Coming with the rush is Darryl Talley for the 3rd sack of the day against Ken O'Brien. And Darryl Talley, who told us yesterday he thinks he's underappreciated. He's not happy with his deal with the Bills, but he puts it out of his mind to just play football. He said he'd be rushing upfield, something new for him today.
There's Talley, 56, coming right up the middle. I can't say he's underrated anymore because he's a Pro Bowler and he's one of the most respected linebackers in the league. And man, he is eager. He loves to play this game.
Over 30 sacks career now for Talley as you look at Aguiar, who will kick it to Al Edwards. Aguiar gets it kicked away, end over end. Edwards retreats to his 30. Turns the corner. Tries to pick up a wall of blockers and just knocked out of bounds at midfield. Almost broke it. Edwards returns it 20 yards after the punt had covered 45. We'll be back. Can the Bills rally? From Giant Stadium, the Jets leading the favored Buffalo Bills 20-16, 7-11 left. Welcome to those of you who have seen the Raiders blank the Indianapolis Colts. Jim Kelly in the Buffalo offense from midfield. There's Thurman Thomas with his 11th catch of the day. Mo Lewis makes the tackle on Thomas after he gains about 6 yards.
Once again, the Jets are playing loose. They're forcing the Bills to throw the ball short. The Bills don't mind that as long as they keep moving the ball and get some points.
Tom Hammond and Joe Namath at the Meadowlands, where the Jets have controlled the football, keeping the Bills' offense off the field for the most part. But they only lead by 4. Thomas surrounded. Penalty marker down as they threw Thomas for a loss of 2. But a flag on the play. Paul Fraze makes a big defensive play for the Jets. Hold against the Bills.
Coach Levy's got to be wondering what else can go wrong here. The Jets are shuffling some fresh defensive linemen in and out. Fraze in there, Gunn in there, the young rookie. They're keeping the defensive linemen fresh.
Bruce Coslett's game plan has clicked
Holding,
so far.
number 67, offense, 10 yards, still second down.
All-Pro center Kent Hull, the Mississippi cattle farmer, being called for the hold on that play. A costly penalty against the Bills. And Buffalo, 55 yards in penalties. The Jets have weathered 104 yards in calls. Second down and 15. Kelly flutters one, and it gets to the receiver. Good for a first down. That is James Lofton that makes the catch. That pass looked bad from the outset. It'll look good in the stats as Kyle Clifton appeared to have a chance to intercept. It gets through to Lofton.
Oh, reliable. Look at James hold on to that ball. He found the dead spot in that secondary, and Kelly delivered.
4th catch of the day for the 35-year-old Lofton. First down, Bill. Kelly throws short. Tight end McKellar stopped for a gain of maybe a yard on the play. Well, it'll depend on where they mark his forward progress. They'll give him about a 3-yard gain. James Hasty covering McKellar. 5:40 left. Jets up 20-16. Kelly dumps it off to Wright. Wright with blockers on the screen gets it to the 30. Only a gain of about a yard and a half. Loggeman and Washington getting to the flat quickly to break up the screen pass. Jim Kelly, who's had a bad left ankle, limping a little bit as he got up there. Here's a third down play, 3rd and 6. Kelly's pass, broken up, intended for Reed. James Hasty. They say he is as good as anybody in the league in man-on-man coverage. Great position on Andre Reed that time.
I tell you, I'll be shocked if the Bills don't try a field goal here. Hasty makes a good play. But folks, there's 5 minutes left on the clock. The Bills are bound to get the ball back. I don't understand why they don't go for the field goal on this play, knowing that they can get the ball back.
4th and 6 for the Buffalo Bills, and Kelly calls for a timeout. And maybe they'll have second thoughts about going for it on 4th and 6 from the Jet 30-yard line. And even 5 minutes left in the game, and New York bidding for the upset, leading the Buffalo Bills 20-16.
Reason I like the field goal here, Tom, they make the field goal. I know it's not guaranteed, but if they make the field goal, they're only 1 point down with about 5 minutes left in the game. Their defense, the Bills' defense has been doing all right. They stopped the Jets the last time. I think the Bills are going to get the ball back, and then they'd have an opportunity to win with another field goal. If the Bills don't pick this thing up right here and the Jets run some time off the clock, the Bills are going to be forced to score a touchdown because a field goal will not win the game for the Bills, nor even tie it.
And of course, Scott Norwood missed his last field goal attempt. Perhaps that factors into the thinking, but James Hasty making a big defensive play on that 3rd down pass. Here's what Bruce Coslett said to the New York media about James Hasty facing the Buffalo Bills. He doesn't quake in his boots for anybody, and he has gone against great players today, and he has risen to the challenge for the most part. High praise from Coach Bruce Coslett for James Hasty. Also, by the way, was praised for the opposition, the Bills. Buffalo going for it. 4th and 6 from the Jet 30. Jets lead 20-16, 5 minutes left. Kelly's pass, complete. Lofton, first down, Buffalo.
That's terrific. I mean, James Lofton broke that thing to the outside. The timing by Kelly was near perfect. He went to the clutch man that time. Lofton makes the catch once again.
5 receptions, 78 yards for Lofton. That was his biggest of the day. Spot the ball at the Jet 20-yard line. Clock shows 4.5 minutes left. Bills looking for a go-ahead score. They trail by 4. Kelly complete to Thomas, just short of the 15-yard line, out of bounds by Lewis and Stargell. Thurman Thomas done most of his damage on the receiving end today. He is the NFL leader in yards rushing and receiving. That was his 12th catch for 99 yards.
Very good read by Jim Kelly that time. A blitzer came unblocked, and Kelly quickly dumped the ball off to Thomas for the gain. Let's take a look. You'll see the outside blitzer from Kelly's right coming clean, and Kelly will get rid of that ball just before the blitzer gets to him from the right side, right there. Good read by Jim Kelly.
Meanwhile, Scott Mercereau shaken up, giving Kelly a chance to come to the sideline. There's Mercereau, that distinctive Mohawk haircut. And Mercereau being tended to on the field. Let's go to Bob Costas for an update.
Tom, the Broncos at one time had a 16-0 lead at home against Seattle. Seahawks have come back, first a field goal, then Derek Fenner caps a drive, vaulting over from the 1. Got about 3 minutes to go at Mile High, and the Seahawks are within 6 at 16-10. Tom?
All right, Bob, here at Giant Stadium, 4:18 left, and the Jets clinging to that 2016 lead, and the pressure on defensive coordinator Pete Carroll, celebrating, we hope, or he hopes, we don't hope, but he hopes, his 40th birthday today. He'll celebrate it no matter what, but it could be a lot happier if his defense can hold off the Bills. Kelly has a 2nd and 5. Got 3 wides
but not for this whole game. I mean, Coach Levy had confidence in his offense getting that touchdown. That's why they turned down the field goal attempt. And sure enough, Kelly finds Thomas in the end zone for the 6.
What a weapon is Thurman Thomas, and Jim Kelly using him to good advantage today. Thomas has over 100 yards in receiving today and has caught 13 passes. Here's Scott Norwood for the point after. And Norwood is true with the point after touchdown, and the Buffalo Bills have taken a 3-point lead on the New York Jets thanks to a touchdown reception by the incomparable Thurman Thomas.
Well, here's the way it looks, folks. Thomas, who was lined up basically on the line of scrimmage here, just runs down here and finds an open spot. You see all the receivers up on the line of scrimmage. Now watch Thomas break right in the middle of the field. There's no one on him. There's a big hole, and Thomas makes the catch. Once again, good pass protection by Kelly right down the middle of the field in a huge hole. Thomas gets up in the air, twists around, and holds on to that rock.
Well, the Bills just have so many weapons. Buffalo covering 49 yards in 8 plays. Thurman Thomas with his 13th reception. A touchdown catch. Best in the business, receiving and running overall, and Jim Kelly, hottest quarterback in the National Football League, perhaps pulling out a victory coming from behind against the Jets today. There are the numbers on that scoring drive. It only took 2:57 to cover the 49 yards. The Luisa's kickoff to the goal line, and Mathis. Terrence Mathis corralled and run out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. And the Bills' kickoff coverage, which had been poor the last couple of games, comes to the 4 in this situation, and the Jets are 90 yards away with just 4:02 remaining.
Well, you know, if you're an offensive player, you don't mind this situation. You know what you have ahead of you. You've got to go ahead and get on the board. You're going to have 4 downs, basically, to get it done, unless the Jets use virtually no time at all. Coughlin and O'Brien, I believe, will go to the 4-down offense, knowing that they need to get the points on the board.
For the Jets, this game has ominous similarities to a game they lost at Rich Stadium. Dominating the game, running on the Bills at will, and then losing in the latter stages. Johnny Hector, pretty determined run, but it only gets him a couple of yards. Carlton Bailey and James Williams finally getting Hector down. They'll mark it a gain of 3. Raiders blanking. The Colts are winless. As Bob Costas told us, the Broncos lead now only 6. And Atlanta goes into San Diego and beats the Chargers. Maybe Dan Henning and Ron Meyer, 2 of the coaches in trouble after today's results. Here, the Buffalo Bills have come from behind to take a 3-point lead. Time running out on the Jets. Goes to the right. Blair Thomas cuts it back, darts forward. They have the first down. He's almost to the 25-yard line. 3 minutes remaining now. And there is an injured Buffalo Bill player as the clock stops. 2:59 left. Well, those of you tuning in for NBC's Premier Week lineup, it'll be coming your way right after football. Premier Week on NBC, starting with the adventures of Mark and Brian at the conclusion of the football game, followed by Erie, Indiana, Man of the People with James Garner, Pacific Station, and the movie Problem Child. Premier lineup coming your way on NBC tonight, starting at the conclusion of the game.
Today I'm going to check out that Problem Child, too. I got Jessica at home, who's 5 years old, and she's far from a problem, folks, but we may be able to learn something from this program.
Well, we've gotten the injured player yet, still trying to identify the injured Buffalo Bill. I think it's the rookie defensive end, Phil Hansen. It is Hansen, number 90.
Boy, the leg injuries that we've seen just in this game alone, it seems like 4 or 5 of them we've had players on the field because of leg injuries.
All right, let's check in for other NFL action now and go to Bob Costas for an update. Bob?
In San Diego, Tom, the Atlanta Falcons end their 19-game road losing streak as the game comes to a close. John Carney of the Chargers could have tied it. He misses from 47. He missed 3 field goals on the day, although all of them were 45 yards or better. So Atlanta is 1-2, and San Diego is 0-3, losing on their home field to the Falcons, 13-10.
All right, Bob, here at the Giants Stadium, 2:59 remaining. Buffalo has taken a 3-point lead on the Jets. Tony Stargell, number 45, saw the Bills drive down and score the go-ahead touchdown a moment ago, and now Coslet's offense still with a chance to win or tie, but a long ways away. Look at the difference in clinching points, fourth quarter points. Buffalo 42, the Jets 19. And of course, last year at Rich Stadium, the Bills pulled out one against the Jets. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League and intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the New York Jets and the National Football League is prohibited. This game the property of the National Football League, New York Jets and Buffalo Bills, all rights reserved. Hansen walking gingerly to the sidelines. That means Mark Pike will come in now on the defensive line for the Buffalo Bills. 6'4", 272 in his 5th year out of Georgia Tech. 7th round draft choice back in '86. There's Mark Pike.
Well, the Bills know what they need to do, Tom. They need to stop the Jets from getting in the scoring position. The Jets have 2:59 left on the clock. Plenty of time to get in position if they just keep their cool and work their offense.
First down at the 25 for the Jets. They have 3 timeouts.
Here, unless he fell right on the football in that area around the armpit or chest area. Let's take a look. Watch how Toon falls. He seems to have injured his chest, and he falls right on that ball. That's the only 2 things that I ever disliked about pro football, really, were losing and getting hurt. I mean, that's awful.
The only 2?
Yeah, that's the only 2 that really were a drag. Here's another one. Hansen with the leg injury.
Hansen will be taken to the locker room, and Al Toon on his feet. He's caught 8 passes for 90 yards today, or 99 yards. Coslet says, what happened? We need you. 2nd and 4 for the Jets on their own 31. You see the clock remaining. Buffalo with a 3-point lead. It off short to Blair Thomas. Thomas all the way to the 44-yard line and a Jet first down. Cornelius Bennett caught up to him. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning here at Giant Stadium. We've got a timeout for the 2-minute warning as the Jets try to catch the Bills.
Send the game into overtime with a touchdown on the final play of regulation.
Touchdown! There is no time remaining!
As soon as we won the coin toss, I knew we were going to score. Everything was going our way at that point.
O'Brien's back to throw. O'Brien throwing long down the sideline for Walker. And he got it! Touchdown! The Jets are going berserk. They're lobbing Wesley Walker in the end zone.
Buffalo leading the Jets by 3 with 2 minutes left. Joe Pat Leahy's longest career field goal, 55 yards. Knowing that, what do the Jets do as far as play calling here, all their timeouts remaining?
Well, O'Brien will be patient. He'll try to hit some underneath stuff. He has plenty of time, plus his 3 timeouts left out there. So O'Brien's going to try to pick that Bills defense. The Bills, on the other hand, are going to try and come up with a blitz. The Bills should try to put pressure on Kelly with some kind of a blitz.
First down play for the Jets. It's a play-action pass. O'Brien, can't get it. Diving attempt. O'Brien went down in the teeth of the rush. Cornelius Bennett on top of him.
The best pass defense there is pressure on the quarterback. And you watch, you see Cornelius Bennett getting in here because Moore is wide open. And because Cornelius Bennett put that pressure on O'Brien, he misfired.
Bennett has been a force defensively in the second half for Buffalo, their most consistent defensive performer, and single-handedly has held the Jets at bay on a couple of drives. 1:55 left. O'Brien, ooh, what a hit. Mathis caught it and was dropped by Kirby Jackson.
Now we got to remember here, Tom, this is a 4-down zone. It's 3rd down and about 3. The Jets have 2 downs to pick this first down up. So that could influence Bruce Koslich's play calling here. They don't need to throw right now. They might try and stick a run in there.
They've gotten Wisenhunt in for 2 tight ends, Dressel and Wisenhunt. O'Brien rolls, incomplete, intended for Wisenhunt. There's a flag down. Offside against the Bills will give the Jets a first down.
Amazing. We saw it happen last week up at Buffalo with the Pittsburgh Steelers jumping offsides in critical 3rd down situations.
Offside, number 31, defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards.
Can you believe that? It lined up in the wrong place. Lined up in the wrong place. James Williams, the cornerback, just didn't pay attention where he was lining up that time and was in the neutral zone from the get-go.
First down, Jets. The ball spotted at the 44-yard line of the Buffalo Bills. 1:14 left. Buffalo leading New York 23-20. And to Hector. Caught from behind as he takes it to the 40-yard line. 4-yard gain by Johnny Hector. The tackle, and now the Jets call for a timeout, stopping the clock at 1:05 as Pat Leahy, oldest player in the NFL, perhaps hoping for a chance to tie it. Timeout, Bills by 3.
This fall, the ratings war.
Tom Hammond and Joe Namath, Giants Stadium, Buffalo 23, the Jets 20, 1:05 left. Jets with 2 timeouts remaining, and Marv Levy has seen his defense victimized at time today. Hope they can make one last stand here. Pat Leahy's career-long field goal, 55 yards, so the Jets still need to get a little closer. 2 timeouts remaining. Here's Leahy.
Believe me, he'd rather kick an extra point than he would a field goal.
Moore, Mathis, Toon, and Burkett, 4 wide receivers, 2 to either side. Short drop and a draw play. Hand to Hector. Hector's got a first down. He is to the 33-yard line of the Bills.
That is a smart play right there. Not just because it worked. I mean smart in the way the play's designed. O'Brien would get all the way back in position and hand the ball forward. Very deceptive draw play.
Bills have 8 players up at the line of scrimmage. O'Brien going for the end zone. Nobody even close. Mix-up in that call as Moore broke his pattern short. O'Brien threw it long. Stops the clock at 35 seconds.
Well, James Williams did a fine job on Moore over there that time. Williams, the cornerback, had Moore one-on-one, and he just stopped Moore from going deep. He kind of confused Moore and O'Brien. There's James. Good coverage that time.
The ball is at the 33-yard line. It would still be about a 50-yard field goal. 2nd and 10 for Koslich's Jets. 35 seconds left. The Jets still have 2 timeouts. 21-34 on the day. Again, 4 wide. Out of bounds, incomplete, intended for Rob Moore. They say he was out of bounds. No catch.
I'll tell you, the fans wanted an interference call that time. Williams seemed to be making contact before the ball gets there. Let's take a look. Oh, my goodness. He got away with one that time because, I tell you, this is a worse bump than the one they called on Stargell. I mean, he's all over him. That's a mugging. But I'll tell you what, the Bills got away with one that time, folks.
J.D. Williams can thank his lucky stars on that one. He should have been whistled for pass interference. Instead, it's 3rd and 10 for the Jets. Thomas, nothing. He may lose yardage. He'll lose 2, and is faced with about a 52 or 53-yard field goal attempt. Bad play by the Jets.
Well, that's the one thing Bruce Coslet did not want to have happen for Pat Leahy. That moves him back farther and makes it about a 52-yard field goal attempt. 39, 49, and another 7 is good. Hey, this is going to be a long try.
5 of 22, 50 yards or more for Pat Leahy. At 40 years old, the oldest player in the National Football League. For 18 years, he's been kicking.
Going to be about a 51-yard attempt, Tom.
51 yards, Pat Leahy to tie. 23 seconds left. Aguiar, the punter, holds for Leahy. 51 yards to tie. And well short and offline. Coslet's game plan worked, but Levy's Bills will come away with a victory. Coming up at the conclusion of the game, don't forget NBC's premier primetime lineup, starting with the adventures of Mark and Brian, Erie, Indiana, Man of the People, Pacific Station, and the Sunday movie Problem Child on its network premiere. All coming up at the conclusion of the game. 16 seconds left, and the Bills will win the game, Joe, with only 19 minutes of possession time.
Well, Coach Levy's team didn't play their absolute best, no doubt, but I promise you Coach Levy's a happy man. His team will come out with the win. The Jets, they played a fine game. They have nothing to feel bad about except coming up on the short end of the scoreboard.
And that will kill the clock as the Buffalo Bills come from behind to take the victory against the New York Jets. Here is the play of the game. Leahy missed what could have been a tying field goal from 51 yards. And now our Canon camcorder play of the game.
Thurman Thomas wide open. I'm surprised. As much as he does for this Bill offense, you'd think that the Jets would have someone pinned to Thomas. But he's wide open for the touchdown.
Tom Hammond for Joe Namath. So long. This has been the NFL on NBC.